All right, folks, before the puck drops, a big shout out to Big 8. Fellow Atlantic Canadians keeping us refreshed since 1986.
Their bottled water is straight from a natural spring in Valley, Nova Scotia. Clean and crisp.
And don't forget, 23 flavors of carbonated soft drinks made with natural sugars. Many flavors, now in cans too.
Big 8's got that East Coast charm, and you know we're all about that.
So grab a Big 8 and stay refreshed. All right, now let's get into the hockey. Well, we're like 3.5 people doing the podcast this week, folks. Tyson is he's playing through injury. He's a warrior. He probably could be on the IR right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Gudis. I'm gonna play anyway.
Yeah, I heard him say that. Like, he didn't play the last game, and people were thinking he was going to skip out on the Leafs game tomorrow night, the Retribution game. But
you guys got him really scared.
So
he's very scared.
Wasn't there a sitcom like 3.5 Men or something like that, or 2.5 Men? Like,
yep.
Is that us?
That's us right now. That's us right now.
Which one's Charlie Sheen? Because I'm going to apologize in advance.
Tyson drew the shard end of the stick.
What a typo. What a typo. Chartering, what was it? What did you say?
Chartering records.
Chartering records.
On Ovi's thing there. Unreal.
Inappropriate, boys. Inappropriate. Family show. Come on.
A little close to home, eh, Tyson?
All
right.
And that's when I killed him, Your Honor.
Well, yeah, Tyson probably would have had the night off there, except we were just starting to talk about what we were going to record tonight. And then the news breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas Golden Knights fire head coach Bruce Cassidy and hire the infamous John Tortorella.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm here for the chaos. I'm
all
here.
in one announcement too, by the way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of like...
Yeah, it was quick.
8 games left in the season, and you make that move.
Like, I mean, do you guys remember anything like remotely close to this time of year and a coaching change, especially for a playoff team? I mean,
they're
you know
third in their division. Like, they're not even a wild card. Like, they could be. I get it. Like, they're not. It's not like they're above and beyond set. But like, come on, they've got a 4-point lead on fourth place in their division, and they fire their coach.
Yeah, in the pillow fight division.
I wonder what McDavid thinks of that. Is that a pillow fight mentality?
Yeah. Like, so they're 3-5-2 in their last 10. They've lost twice in a row in overtime. They're 3 points behind the Oilers. The Oilers are 3 points behind the Ducks for 1, 2, 3 in the Pacific. And and Cassidy, I mean, a very like well-respected, highly thought of coach. I don't know. Very, very weird. However, if you had told me the scenario and I had to pick a team to do it, I might put Vegas on the list because Vegas is like, they're just ruthless, right? We've seen it with Fleury. We've seen it like with, who they trade out of there for all their magic trades that they have done in the deadline. they are like Kelly McCrimmon is like a killer. He's just like if you're not here to help us win, then you're dead to me. See you later. And so they saw something with Cassidy and the way the team's been playing, and they're like, you know what? It's almost like we were talking about Rick Bowness the other week with Columbus, and how like, especially Rick Bowness, Bruce Woodrow's another one. Whatever team hires those guys, there's always like this bump in the run that they go on, and we're seeing it with Columbus, right?
Yeah.
So and Tortorella kind of has a similar track record, and so I wonder if they just said, you know what, like,
do it right now.
Yeah, maybe let's do it going into the playoffs, and we'll see how the guys respond.
Torts was their guy, like, I mean, Torts is not newly, like, not in work, sorry, but like, if Torts is their guy, then pull the trigger with 8 games left, right? Like, maybe going into the playoffs, they want their guys to be tougher, like they want them to be, I don't know, more Torts-like. Like, I don't know, like, maybe they want Marner to start trying, or who knows? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
and I mean, to the fourth line.
What's that?
Put him down to the fourth line.
No effort. It's like Mitchkov, right? Just throw him down.
That was my initial thought, though, when I saw that. And I said something to you guys in the group chat. And then I saw the Hockey Illuminati post that, like, Marner requests trade out this summer. So we weren't the only ones thinking that.
Oh, I think that's a logical joke. Yeah.
Well, because Tortorella is the type, like, he will bench you. Yep. He will sit you minutes. He will healthy scratch you. Like, he'll do it. He's got no bones about it. So, like, I don't know how that's going to fly down there with some of them, but we'll find out.
Yeah. I do think Marner's in a bit of a different position. Like, Marner is very good defensively. He kills penalties. Yes. He may not be he's not the most physical guy of anybody on any team, but he gets the job done. And I think that's all Torts is probably going to look for. Like, all he wanted from Mitchkov and Philly, which was the big dramatic piece of that whole puzzle, was like, put the effort in, back check, get in the lanes, like, get your stick in the lanes. Marner does all of that, right? Like, I don't think he's going to have as big a problem as the memes are making it out to be, but I still think it's kind of hilarious.
Yes.
And maybe sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and you hire Torts.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's true. What's that, Gary?
So you hire Torts and you tell him to burn out bright. Like, he's going to ride these guys hard to the point where I wouldn't even be shocked if he doesn't start next season with them. He might just wear out his welcome that quick.
I never thought of that, but that's an interesting concept.
They're swept in the first round, gone.
They win the Stanley Cup, gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, they make it to like the third round or something, and the players just come to the management and say, I'm not coming back if he's here.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? The Knights will say, thank you very much for the Stanley Cup. See you, Torts. Like you said, they're all about winning. Like, it's just all about what we have to do right now to win, whether it's all of the stars they've let walked, or just like degraded to the point where they left, or the coaches or the GM. Well, not the GMs they've gone through, but all the coaches they've gone through. Like, the franchise has existed for like less time than McDavid has been in the league, and they've gone through like the same amount of coaches as McDavid.
Yeah, actually,
it's kind of
like
that's true.
It's interesting with that place because, like, I've always wondered. I mean, I've always got the sense that players like going to Vegas because it's Vegas, and they've always been competitive. But like, when I think of Vegas, I don't think of like a core long term. Like, that guy's a Vegas Golden Knight. I don't have that with anybody because it's like they just trade them all away. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, it's just kind of like
Mark Stone. I feel like that. Stone is probably the only one at this point.
As you said that, I'm like, maybe Stone. That was the only name I had pop in my head because you're right. And in my head, Karlsson. I was like, maybe Stone. Yeah.
Was it William Karlsson, right? Way back.
William Karlsson, yeah.
Yeah, but he's donezo, right? So
yeah.
But like, those would be the only two that I would like. If you ask me who are the Vegas Golden Knights? Those are kind of the two names that pop into my head.
Yeah.
But everybody else is just like
Dorofei off just the last year and a half.
Yeah, but where will he be in 8 months?
Who knows?
Right? Like, who knows?
Yeah, honestly,
right?
who knows? Because they don't seem to have any bones about trading anybody if they feel that it makes them better. So
the other one's Barbashev, but like I still think of Barbashev making his name in St. Louis when they went on the Cup run. But I mean, he's very much like a quintessential Golden Knight type player. But it's wild the way they operate. Crazy.
So what do you guys think changes when Torts comes in? Admittedly,
yelling.
I don't watch a lot of Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of
He's going to think Mark Stone has no effort because he can barely skate.
Aren't you the guy that's injured like all season until game one? Like, why are you even here? Like,
yeah. I
That's
mean,
such an interesting dynamic to even think about down there that I don't know how this is going to go.
I think they'll get it's a veteran team, right? Like with Philadelphia, it was a young team.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of and everyone was like, oh, I don't know how that's going to work with the younger players, and it kind of worked for a bit, but then it fell off. I mean, there's like not a ton of young, like most of these names have been around for a long time at this point.
Yeah.
So it's a veteran team. I think they probably respond well to a motivation like this. Like I almost forget sometimes, maybe because they haven't been performing to expectation, but like down the middle, they're Eichel, Marner, Hurdle, and then I know Carlson's out right now. But like that's a pretty deep.
Marner doesn't belong there.
Yeah,
it just took the words out of my mouth.
I'm looking at daily faceoffs current line configurations. They have him at center.
He's played some. He's not an everyday center, but he's played some. Like when he came back to Toronto, they put him on the wing. I don't know why. But.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that's to do with how Carlson shifted things around. But like, I don't know. Yeah, they should be better than they are, and like everything we just talked about and mentioned about Tortorella is probably exactly what they want. Right? They want the motivator. They want they have the players they have. They should have a good team. They want to motivate them. So, and it sends a big message, right?
The next 3 games they have is Vancouver, Calgary, 2 nice warm-up games, and then Edmonton.
Nice warm-up game. Yep. And they're no threat. I mean, come on, let's be real here.
So you get 2 warm-up games with Torts, and then you get to show him what you got.
What you got
in
with
Edmonton game.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a
his
good
judgment
thought.
game. Yeah, that's his judgment game right there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's so late in the year, and it's not like Torts was just fired. I think it's so late in the year that they're absolutely just trying to catch lightning in a bottle for the playoffs, right? Like you said, Gary,
I agree.
Great. Like 8 games left, and the first 2 are against non-playoff teams. Is the nicest way I can put it. And it's almost like, I mean, how long does it take for a coach to settle in? More than a few games, but you want to get them really hitting on game 1, right? Like, because he's going to change systems, he's going to fire people up, and 8 games is probably short enough that you don't lose the message by the time game 1 of the playoffs comes around, right?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting
Really
to see. We don't really have anything to kind of compare to.
I don't know enough about Vegas to know what their problems have been this year, but I'm going to assume part of it's goaltending.
Yes.
And
I think Hill has not been good this year.
I would expect them to at least triple their block shot count.
True.
Between now and the end of the season.
Yeah. How do you fix your goaltending after the trade deadline? You just don't let them see shots. Like you just block them. Yeah. That's another great call.
Yeah.
That's Torts hockey.
It is. Everybody blocks shots. Yep. Oh, man. So the real question we have to ask is, when the Knights inevitably win the Cup this year, does Torts get his name on the Cup? Because most times, even some trade deadline people don't if they haven't played enough games down the stretch. He's only going to have coached 8 games in the regular season for them. 10% of the season. Is that enough? I don't know.
Great question.
Or does Bruce Cassidy get his name on the cup?
Is that a thing though? Not enough games in the regular season to get your name on the cup, even though you won the playoffs?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule. However, teams have an allotment of like a number. Like you're allowed to put, I'm making this up, you're allowed to put, say, 56 names on the cup. Anybody you choose. But the league can also veto it if you can't just put some random Joe Schmo guy on. And Jeremy's going to look up the actual rule to see if there's like an actual limit. But I don't believe there is, because some people had their name on the cups that got traded for and were injured right till the playoffs, and they played the playoffs and then they got their name on the cup because it was like the right thing. There's also been people who were traded out at the deadline who got their names on the cup for a team. Like if it was a rough trade out, like, you know what I mean? Like betterment of the team, they still played, 70 games for them kind of thing, right? So
yeah.
Who wants to be the one who makes the phone call to Torts to tell him his name's not going on there?
I mean, Vegas is a cold team, man. They would make Marner do it.
Yeah.
Mr. Torts, sir. Mr. Torts, sir.
I bet you they got Babcock to do it from Marner's phone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I can't seem to find like a hard and fast
I didn't think there was
rule. There's a lot of stuff about it, and there's a lot of like there's a lot of rules, but they're not all the same.
Well, there's a few teams that have names that the league has X'd out, either because they've fallen out of favor with the league, or there's a couple instances way back, not anything recent, but way back where like buddies of the owners, he like put his name on the cup to be like, hey, your name's on the cup. And the NHL's like, no, X them out. Like, you can't do that. Like, he doesn't even play hockey.
Yeah. It's a good question. We don't normally think about that with the coaches.
8 games. Like, man, we've heard of the Berube bump, but 8 games is a little tight. So what happens with Bruce Cassidy? Do you think he lands on his feet before the end of the season? Mid in the off season? Or next year? What do you think?
He could land on his feet this spring during the playoffs with a non-playoff team.
Good itchy head there, man.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just trying to scratch my head through the logo there.
Well,
keeping the NHL news up to see if he lands in Toronto before the end of the season, like before the end of this podcast.
I may be hitting refresh several times a day for the next couple of weeks waiting.
So what is it that we like about Cassidy then, apparently, right? Because like Gary and I had the same thought. We put it in our group chat earlier that if Berube isn't fired and replaced with Cassidy by the time we record this, that's a failure. Like, so what is it? Cool.
I think we're just used to. I think we're used to seeing him in the Boston series when I think we had the better team, and he just outcoached us. Game.
So he's an actual coach that makes changes.
Game. Oh yeah, no, yeah. You're right, Gary, on that. 100%.
I wouldn't know what to do. I think I'd complain that there's too many changes in the lineup. Like I complain that there's not enough changes in the lineup. I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, I mean, he's an excellent coach. I mean, you think of the best of the Bruins, it's him. He goes to Vegas, leads them to a Stanley Cup, and his record with Vegas in the regular season is 178, 99, and 43.
Hey, so I've been tricked with Keith before. No, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't worry. Playoff record at 24 and 16. I mean, he's a good coach. It's just, and this is the first time we've seen him in this. So yeah, there is going to be he'll be able to go probably wherever he wants. You know what I mean? There'll be a big line asking for him. But
watch some playoff contender bring him in as an assistant coach just to like fire up their hedge coach to be like, by the way, in the offseason,
yeah.
You got one shot.
Yeah, we're holding the lighter right under your seat there.
Unfortunately, if that's true, then it means Derek Lalonde is the next Leafs head coach. And I believe there was an angry Leaf fan on your show in like late November, and he asked Mr. Lalonde, "What would you say you do here?"
Yeah,
I think I remember that. Yeah,
but speaking of ex-Leafs, does anyone have any idea of a good Big 8 player of the week this week?
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I believe I recommended or threw out a name for Big 8 player of the week. One, Bobby McMahon.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there, Gary. I was popping my Big 8. Could you say that again for me, please?
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
Bobby McMahon.
No
of the
chance.
Seattle
That's what
Kraken.
you got. No chance. Mr. McMahon.
Did you sign an NDA for that, or are you good?
But it's null and void after he stops making payments.
All right, Gary. You didn't say
So
why
this
you want
week,
Bobby McMahon.
The last two games, we had a goal and an assist. Had an assist in the game before that. Since joining the Kraken at the trade deadline, what are we at? 7 goals, 4 assists.
Oh, it's very close to that.
11 points
In 8 games.
in 8 games. I say cheers to Bobby McMahon, the Big 8 player of the week.
Here.
I will do no
Here.
such thing, but congratulations. we came on the show.
I also heard today that Seattle Kraken are talking to him about signing an extension.
Yeah. Well, playing over a
I think
point a game will do that.
I think we came in on the post-trade deadline show, and we said Seattle was really looking for a superstar.
Yeah,
And we mocked them for not getting a superstar. And they pull out Bobby McMahon, who has turned in the last 8 games a superstar performance.
Yes.
So I guess
Bobby McMatthews.
I guess we're the dum-dums, and Seattle is very smart.
Yeah. He's shooting 30% with Seattle.
Yeah, like that's
Almost.
sustainable, but good for him.
Almost 1 in every 3 shots is a goal.
Wow.
I haven't seen
Yeah, I
a
saw
Seattle game since he's been there. I'm curious, like he's averaging. It says here he's averaging 19 minutes of ice time a game. I'm sure that's up from what he had before, right? I'm assuming.
Well, he had stints
Dependent.
on the top line. He had stints on the top line where he would have gotten over 20, but he was one of those players that this is really diving into Leafs territory now, and I don't want to go that way quite yet, but it's really, he would play in the top line or he'd be on like the fourth line. Like there was no, hey, why don't you try him on the second line? You know what I mean? Like anyway,
Funny you say that. According to Daily Faceoff, he's on the second line with Chandler Stevenson and Capo Caco.
Which is maybe where he belongs.
Yeah.
right.
And it's and sometimes it's not another setting. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's a player just adjusts to someone else's system far better than the one they were in. Like it's just more their style, right?
Maybe a
But
Bruce Cassidy system would have fit him better.
maybe. I didn't want to say that out loud.
If you look at like somebody brought up a stat today about, man, we're really Leafs talk today. About Robert Thomas on his time with Berube versus his time not with Berube in St. Louis.
Mhm.
And it very much mimics almost exactly Matthews' performance and like Nylander's performance over the last couple of years. Almost to the point where the same percentage degradation in the points because the system they play, the system Berube coaches, doesn't lead to their skill set or doesn't lend their skill set as much as somebody else may. So you're right. Maybe in Seattle, the system is great for Bobby McMahon. Like it's all the goals I've seen, not all of the goals I've seen, but most of the goals I've seen are rush chances, 2-on-1s, breakaways, like using his speed because he's a very fast skater. He was rivaling.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. He's deceivingly fast.
Deceivingly fast, like faster than McDavid on a lot of nights and more burst of 35 kilometers an hour kind of thing. And that system just works. Whereas Berube is a dump and chase guy. Hit the red line, put it in, go fight it. Well, maybe don't do that.
Well, yeah. What's the point in being able to skate that fast if you're just skating to the corner to battle it out anyway?
You're just skating and back and forth. You're like skating suicides, like in a game, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, shift's over.
Yep.
Anyway, congrats, Bobby. I actually did really like you in Toronto. I'm just sad that you're gone, and I'm happy you're having success.
Speaking of coaches, so someone I'm curious that you guys haven't brought up to possibly take over any possible coaching changes for the Leafs is would any of you guys be happy to have Pete DeBoer, who's doing nothing and has been doing nothing for a while and is a very good coach?
I mean, you think he's a bad coach because he beat you year after year in the playoffs, right?
Well, I said he's a very good coach.
Yeah, but you're just saying that because he beat your team, right? Is that true, or am I thinking of a different situation?
Well, I mean, that is true. But, he has a pretty good track record in most places he's gone. Now, he's one of those guys that he's never gotten his team to the cup. He was a big part of all those San Jose Sharks teams, which were incredible, but never won. But, I mean, I don't know I didn't look his record up, but I don't know. He coaches his way deep in the playoffs every year. But he's not, so you wouldn't have any interest in him.
I would have interest in anybody that has 2 feet and a heartbeat and can stand behind the bench at this point. No, Pete DeBoer, that's a great pull for a name. I forgot about him because he hasn't been coaching. He went overseas and then out of work, right?
He was doing,
is that true?
Team Canada. He's been doing all the Team Canada stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, he was assistant coach for Team Canada, but with Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah, so bring in Cassidy as the head coach, bring in DeBoer as the assistant coach.
Can we bring in Bruce Boudreau while we're at it then?
Yes.
Oh man, ultimate.
He was linked to Toronto. He was linked to Toronto for a long time before he took his last extension. Yep. So,
yeah,
he seems like a real straight shooter. Like, I don't know if you ever caught any of his radio hits or any of the times he's on TV or whatever, but he has no problem talking pretty openly as an analyst about active teams and active situations. He'll talk about the Leafs and their problems. Some people like to shy away from that and talk about history, but he goes on there. He's got personality. He doesn't shy away from stuff. Yes, he wants to still work in the league, but it's pretty refreshing.
It is. He's on NHL Network a lot. I listen to it on Sirius still and stuff. And you talk about a team and he's I remember when I coached there, because he's coached everywhere. And he's got stories about all the players. He's got stories that no other people would have because they haven't. But yeah, he's very candid. I think he's kind of earned that because he seems like such a good guy that it's it's kind of yeah, okay, well, you can let him talk about some of this stuff just because he's it comes from a good place. Everybody loves him. But anyways, I thought it was interesting. Pete DeBoer's been sitting there inactive for a while now. Now, how he left Dallas was pretty ugly, right? It was
that was really bad, actually.
Pretty ugly. So I understand some of the hesitation, but
can I go off the board, sort of, and just throw one out there? Now we're all talking as if Berube is just a sure thing to be fired.
We're wishful thinking, Tyson. Okay, we're trying to manifest it into existence.
So if you were to pick someone to be not like a former coach, go right off the board and kind of pick the Leafs' own version of having a Rod Brindamore behind the bench. Realistically, who would that be? Like, who would that former player coach be that can do no wrong in the city of Toronto until it must be really wrong? Do you know what I mean?
That's bad for our franchise that none of us could come up with anybody.
Carlo Koliakovo.
Well, I'll tell you who I thought of, but I can't picture it. I can't picture this realistically. This is me dreaming, just so you know, so I'm not being serious. But who has some coaching experience and everyone loves him is Doug Gilmour.
You're feeling okay? You got to take the rest of the show off? Or
I have a fever.
Is that a fever dream?
Yeah. Oh, it's a dream. I told you I'm dreaming.
Do you have any prescriptions for that fever?
No. More cowbell.
There you go. I'm glad you got that.
More cowbell.
That's interesting.
It's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
I'm completely aware.
What has he coached? What is his experience?
He's done a stint with the Marlies, actually.
Okay.
Few years there as assistant coach, and he was with another team before that, before they tried him out with the Marlies. But quite some time ago, though. Like, quite some time ago.
I was trying to go through the former Leaf player coaches. I was like, well, Travis Green.
Yeah, there's a lot from the older guard. Yeah.
It's Punch Imlach still alive?
Here's the wrinkle I'll throw into all this.
Yeah.
How confident are we in Brad Treliving staying on as GM? And do you really want a coach to be hired immediately, only to bring in a new GM right afterwards who's going to say, that's not my coach?
Well,
I'll let Tyson go.
and like I didn't want to get into all Leafs talk tonight. Well, we got something else to talk about too, I guess. But I guess like I'm 50-50 on the Treliving thing because one, I don't feel like he's gotten a lot done, but he also hasn't been there that long. Like, you know, like part of the nature of being a GM is oftentimes when a GM's been let go and you're brought in as the new guy, you're often inheriting someone else's mess, right? So like the contracts that are laying on the table in front of you is the hand you've been dealt, and you're trying to work your way around all those things and fight with the cap space. I don't know.
Where does Matthews fall in that? Because Matthews was like,
I know,
as he was being hired.
So, yes. So I give him full pass on the Matthews contract. Like Treliving was hired late May 2023, and Matthews is due immediately. Like July 1st, you could resign. So like you do what you got to do. You sign him. Like you're not going to let him go. But I have thoughts on the rest of his tenure so far. But I won't interrupt Tyson. Keep going.
Well, I don't. I know, you know what I mean. Like my actual thoughts are he hasn't done that well. If I'm being realistic with you, but then the flip side of that for me is, but how long has it been? Because you know sometimes like it can take a couple of years to make a team your own. Yeah,
we know exactly how long it's been. 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Yep. This will be his 4th offseason as Leafs GM.
If
yes, because of when he came in. Yes, yeah.
Like as an outsider, it looked like he inherited the core that he had. And then in my opinion, the way he retooled around them was pretty bad. Yeah. Like all the stuff, like, you know, he had that core signed up, and to your point, Tyson, like a lot of those deals were signed. They had to be signed. So as far as like, you know, well, up until the Marner stuff, obviously, but like, you know, that was like, all right, well, that's what we have. Now, how stuff works on the back end for the Leafs, I don't really know. I don't pretend to know. I know it's a whole different animal, whatever. But like, it just seemed to me that in Calgary, we were talking about Brad Treliving all the time. And like, now he was dealing with a mess there with Tkachuk leaving, and Gaudreau wanted to leave. Monahan wanted to leave, and after a while, and they dealt with a lot of stuff there. He was in the media a lot. He was talking a lot. And now in this role, I feel like he was just kind of told what to do, and he's doing it, and he's retooling with whatever resources he has. And he's not done a great job, in my opinion, with it. But like, I don't know what he can or can't do. It just feels like he's muzzled or something.
Well, that's it, Jay. And then there also is an aspect, and I'd really want to hear what Matt thinks, but there also is an aspect of we have no idea how many things behind the scenes that has been attempted that's gone wrong, and we'll never know. You know what I mean? So, and that's an aspect for every GM. We never hear tell of 90% of the deals that fell through or didn't happen, or stuff that was on the table, or players blocked it with a no trade clause, or we have no idea, right? So,
I think I agree. Like the core, he had to do. Like he signed Matthews and he signed Nylander since he came in. You can't let those guys walk. I mean, you couldn't, right? Like no matter what you say about the core four and how they're overpaid, they're, especially a couple years ago, legit superstars in the league. You pay your superstars, right? You move on. It's what you do after that. That's a problem. Some moves have been okay. Some moves have been not okay. My biggest thing is it seems like a lot of knee-jerk reactions. Like it's coming out now, like the Minton trade last year for Carlo. That the first time Treliving reached out to Sweeney in Boston was 2 hours before the deadline to say, we want Carlo. And then he just like was put under the gun and he gave up Minton and a first for Brandon Carlo. Like, are you kidding me right now? And look at what Minton's doing this year, like top prospect. And then you see like this trade deadline, the trade deadline of selling everything. And he waited until the last possible minute and got almost nothing for it. Like Nick Roy was the best return. And that was the day before or 2 days before or whatever. Right. Like I think he's just not prepared, or there's bureaucracy we don't know about. Like you said, maybe there's like Keith Pelly or whatever, the owner has to like green light everything. And so it slows him down. But like, it seems like everything's a rash decision and he's being played. Like this trade deadline, he got played. People knew he wanted to unload. So they just waited to the last possible minute where he would take anything, right? Like he was looking for firsts for somebody like Bobby McMahon. And now he's our Big 8 player of the week, which is more than the Leafs got back for him.
100%.
Anyway, I think it's the Leafs run differently, and I've hinted at this at some of the other podcasts I've listened to about the muzzling of Toronto personalities, people in the team, which we can shelve for another podcast, as I mentioned. But yes, like his media availability is scheduled like the year in advance. He talks to kick off the season. He talks to kick off the playoffs, and he talks at X interviews, basically. And that's it, unless something catastrophic happens or something massive changes. That's his media availability. That's it. That was the same for Dubas. It was the same for Shanahan. Like it was the same for, Lou Lamoriello would like to not talk to the media. So he probably put that in place and it was kept up by MLSE. But it's just how Toronto is. Like it's just they manage the team like no other team.
Yeah, it seems to be the difference, because I was looking at like transactions he's been involved with going back even to 2020-ish with Calgary, and I mean he like the Flames as we know them. Well, not so much now, but like for a large part, like Zadorov, Tyler Toffoli, Travis Hamonic, who else got it? Like the first round pick ended up being Noah Dobson, Sam Bennett trade, Matthew Tkachuk trade, the Jonathan Huberdeau thing. Like there's like a long list of pretty high profile names that he's had to do with. So he had this like reputation of a guy who wheels and deals. Like he handled the Gaudreau thing, and he brings in
half the team wanted out. Like, what's he supposed to do, right? Like,
well, no, fair enough. Like, no problem.
I know
with
that's what you're getting at, but like, my goodness, like they all were Panarin all of a sudden. They just wanted to go where they wanted to go and leave. So, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. He's not afraid to do it. He's gonna do what he's got to do. Yep. Like, But yeah,
I'll tell you what I was daydreaming about today, and it was after my wife said something. So we're home and we're watching our, third Blue Jays game in 3 days or whatever. And she just commented on when you see how the Blue Jays are as a team, and it looks like they're having fun and they're all buddies. And there's even like little subgroups within the Jays of these 3 players hang out all the time. And these 3 are going to the Leafs game together. And these 2 are front row at the Raptors game. And they're out and around. Clips of Ernie, right, walking to the game and talking to fans the whole way in, stuff like that.
And they just did the
and then you realize, and then you realize that both teams are owned actually by the same owners.
Yep.
And you're wondering, like, okay, well, where does the road split? Like, at which, like, where's the exit? Like, how is one group like this and the other group like this?
The owner likes one of those teams a lot more than the other.
Well, it wasn't true a couple years ago, though, right? Like the roles were reversed just not too long ago, right? Where the Jays weren't making the playoffs and the Leafs were expected to go deep, but expectations versus reality.
Yeah,
but you say that, but like, remember when Nylander riding the subway to the games and how everybody was taking pictures of him and like it was so like weird and foreign. So like they're allowed to do that, just nobody does.
But they don't do it.
Nylander shows some attitude or some personality, and he gets just raked over the coals for it, right? Like so you can't have it both ways as people, right? We can't crucify them for and
I'm with
doing
you on
stuff
that.
like that.
Even what Nylander did, I didn't even begrudge it for the fine. To me, that was some personality. I thought
when
it
he
was
flipped
funny.
off TSN.
Yeah, can't believe he did that. But I can't believe he did that in a funny way. You know what I mean? Like this how and it just you're right, just raked over the coals.
I think part of it is Major League Baseball. It seems like the athletes are closer on the cultural spectrum to basketball players than they are hockey players. Because I find in general the personality that you see from the players on the field, and the Jays in particular, for sure, they have this thing going, the synergy going right now that seems to be happening as this season starts. But like, it also kind of seems like the players aren't bigger than the franchises. It's like the players are still kind of the biggest deal. Like as old and historic, maybe, unless you're talking about like the Yankees or whatever, right? Like it's like they're kind of that tier above in history and stuff like that. But it feels to me like when you see baseball players, they're a lot more like, I don't know, about, I think they know that it's more about them than it is the teams, if that makes sense. And so they're less afraid to, where in the NHL, it just feels like such a, it just feels like the team before player is such an extreme like thing that it's, you need to,
you put yourself before the team.
Yeah, you kind of got to like bottle it up a bit. And like, I don't know, it just has a different vibe to it.
That's how it should be in the NHL too. Like teams that do well, it's all team above everything else, right? Like it's not for the Leafs. Not for the Leafs. And not for a lot of years. That culture is ingrained.
Maybe you need Gardner McDougall. We'd hire him.
Maybe we do.
No argument from me.
Could you imagine?
I would gladly watch that experiment.
Goes from the UNB Reds, where he wins everything, to the Wildcats, where he wins everything, up to the Leafs, where he has a nervous breakdown 6 months in and retires. I don't know.
I would love to see it.
You want to talk about an infectious culture type of guy? I mean, you just listen to one interview with that guy, and he's.
How do you not want to play for him?
Yeah,
I want to play for him, and I'm a 40-year-old overweight guy that can't skate anymore. But I want to lace him up again and go. Let's go. I'll run through a wall for that guy. I guess skate. I guess we skate in hockey.
He could spoon the Toronto media while he's there too. It's hard not to like.
All right, I think we got to get off the Leafs talk, but I do want to talk about one thing that they're actually still really bad at. As I pour my Big 8 into this beautiful Bush League Hockey Podcast mug, make sure you guys check the link in the video description for where you can get your own.
You'll get it really quick and easy. Don't worry about it.
Dude, I ordered and I got it within a week. It was on my doorstep.
There you go.
So, this latest time, at least. So, the Leafs, it sounds like an intro to a comedy bit. The Leafs are so bad.
How bad are they?
We can't even tank properly. Like, we don't see, this is, I think I talked about after the Vegas game that like the team and its executives are so disconnected from the fans. Like,
Yes.
we're clearly not making the playoffs. We're clearly in a bit of a bind with the Minton pick that we gave away being only top 5 protected for some stupid reason. Thanks, Brad. That we're going to tank. We should tank. We should get below the 5th spot. Yeah, the lottery can do weird things, but like you got to make the effort to get down there. You can't win if you don't play. And so we're trying to tank. And what do? They come out and they beat Boston in Boston earlier this week, 4-2, which, I mean, the Bruins are like, cool, thanks very much. Like, that just makes it even easier for the pick. Like, the Bruins are in the first wild card, so they may not have a super high pick, but if the Leafs are just going to beat them, then great. That helps them out. And then the Leafs decide, for some reason, the very next night to play spoiler and officially eliminate the Rangers from playoff contention by beating them as well. And it's like, guys, like, I know it's the Rangers. You'd have to try hard to lose that game, but you got to lose that game. And like, our goalies are playing out of their mind. Like, Wall is playing amazing. He's got to be told we're trying to tank. Like, he's got to be told, like, God, just chill a little bit. And yeah, we went on. We lost to St. Louis, which was fantastic. But as soon as I forget who scored the tying goal. Oh, Jake McCabe. Yeah, because he scores a lot. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, yeah, he scored the next night too. But like, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, of all people, like, it seems like the superstars have got it. Like, JT scores still and Nylander scores still, but usually when we're behind by quite a bit, like we're down a couple and they're looking to get their stats up still, but you don't need to tie games. You don't need to score go-ahead goals. You just need to play from behind all the time and see what happens. I don't understand. Like, it's such a disconnect. And as of now, recording on Sunday night, March 29th, the Leafs are squarely in 24th position. They need to get down to 28th, which is the Florida Panthers, who are tanking properly by sitting almost everybody. Like, Matthew Nyes is hurt. He's playing hurt. Why is he still playing? Shut him down. Like, get him ready for next season. So anyway, we've got to lose a whole bunch more points. It's just like when you climb, we may only be like 3 points out of 5th last, but there's 5 teams between us and them. So like, just like it's hard to gain points, it's hard to lose points with those people also trying to get high picks. It's such a disconnect. I can't handle it. Just lose.
So the little bit of pushback I'll put there is when a player dresses, I expect him to give 100% and go. So I don't put tanking on the players. I think tanking is a management decision.
Yeah,
and Brad, get them out of the lineup.
Well,
I'm with you on that, Gary.
I'm okay with that. And you know what? Call up the Marlies. Bring them up. Sit Nyes down. He's injured. He's very clearly injured. He's been injured all season. Sit him down.
That's what they do all the time.
Yeah, we had a back-to-back. I think we had a back-to-back. And starters played both. Call up Hildebeest. Called up
don't call up Hildeby.
Call up the 4th string guy that we just signed, the Russian guy. I can't even say his name. Call him up. Because
Askarov.
See what you've got.
Call him up.
If he comes in and he wins a game, you're like, actually, okay, maybe we have something in the future here. But you expect him to lose some of those games. But you got to see what you've got for the future, and also maybe tank on the side, right? Like,
yeah. Like, I'm with Gary on the players are going to give it, right? But you have to put the team in a position where it's going to be really hard for them to win, kind of oops, because they're going to. But even so the Nylander thing, Gary, we've been talking all year about why don't they try him at center? Now would be the time to try it.
That
you're out.
Frustrates me to no end, because I remember Berube saying maybe the first preseason he was here, maybe it was just last preseason. It's been such a long year of, yeah, we're gonna try Nylander at center. We're gonna give it a shot in the preseason. I think he played a period and a half, and then he was back on the wing and never looked at it again. It's like you need to try him longer than that. You know what I mean? He hasn't played center full time in years, but he grew
try
up as
him
a
now.
center.
Try him the last 7 or 8 games.
But they won't. They'll play him for a period at center, and then we tried. We did it, guys. We did it.
Like if he's bad at it, that's low key what we want.
And then you know.
And then we know. And they tanked. Like,
all right, Jeremy, you need to get us out of this leaf swallowing. Just
I know what I would do. If I wanted to play. I would just play Riley the whole game. Anyway.
He had a play the other night, Tyson.
Did you see that?
I almost clipped and sent it to you, and I was like, what is, like, he's like out at the top of the circle chasing somebody, and then he's like on the outside of him when he actually breaks. Then I'm just like, my guy, like, what are you doing?
That was totally on him.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Jeremy, please save us. What do you want to talk about next?
Well, this is something you brought up, Matt, but I'll kind of bring it up here. This is pretty interesting. The Penguins have had horrible luck on goaltender interference challenges, everyone's favorite topic. And so I didn't even realize it was like this, but Matt picked up on this. And at the time, I think at the time that this was put in here, they were 0-9 on goaltender interference challenges. Now that was that could be not just them challenging, but or unless it is, I think it just it could
that
be
is their challenges.
That's their challenge
that they are 0-9 on this season. They haven't won a goaltender interference challenge this season.
That's insane.
Teams have won against them or like lost against them, but their record is 0-9.
So the Avs played them last week, and this might not have been number 9, but it would have been number 7 or 8.
Yep.
And they had challenged for there was a challenge had to do with Scott Wedgwood that they tried to challenge on, and it was so obviously not, at least to me. And I was just like, oh yeah, like that's not it at all. And then of course it goes to the referee's ruling, and it's like, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal. And it was like unbelievable. I'm even sitting there as an Avs fan, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that should be a good goal. So anyways, 0-9 on goaltender interference challenges for the year is wild.
It's something else. Like it got to the point where they're printing off the goaltender interference rules and giving them to the press in the press box to be like, why was this overturned? Here's a literal physical handout of the rule.
Yeah.
Now, I think we talked about that one in the past, and I think the call was correct because it was a puck play, just like you can kind of contact. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're not getting into that. Back to the matter is they are 0-9 in Penn's initiated goaltender challenges this season.
Like that's 9 times that you thought there was goaltender interferences, and league was like, nope,
or not, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or not. You thought it was clean,
or not, or the other way. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I'd be curious to see those stats like per team this season in particular, because I know that like I've seen as the season's gone on, like at least the Avs, like they'll challenge everything. They're almost like, you know what? Who knows? And like they'll just challenge it, and they'll just like deal with the penalty, because it's like, I feel like it's a 50-50 chance we get this or not. And it's just kind of become a bit of a joke. And I know we already talked about this in another podcast, but the fact that Gary Bettman was so defensive about it, I mean, I just don't understand. Like if he can shut it down, I get it. He's commissioner or whatever, but like they gotta look at it. They gotta talk. Like it's gotta be simpler or something, or more black and white, because it's just such a story this year.
Yeah. And then, so I put in the notes, our show notes, that, yeah, they're 0-9 goaltender interference challenges, but I'm just classifying them as just like having an unlucky season. So you lose Crosby multiple times. You have Malkin go, wood chopping and get 5 games for that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys saw the clip yesterday or the night before where Erik Karlsson had like his stick stolen in front of the referee.
Yes.
So
He was
Leon
mad.
Bichel took his stick, like literally skated in front of him, grabbed his stick with his hand, threw it to the side, skated out to the blue line, took a pass and scored. All while Karlsson obviously doesn't have a stick. And the ref was like 3 feet from him, like not even far away. And
Yeah.
Karlsson's just like, what? Like, what do you do with that? I mean, they call the silliest little one hand taps on the stick where they drop the stick as a slash. Like,
Yeah.
what do you consider this? Like, it's just, I don't know if the league is like against the Pens now because of all their complaining about goaltender interference, but they're just having terrible luck.
That was a
terrible
wild
luck.
one. And the hot mic also picked up what Karlsson said to the ref. Hey, did you hear
Oh,
that?
I didn't hear that.
Well, I can't repeat it here.
I will have to seek that out after, but
Yeah.
just they're battling to get in the playoffs. They are just like fighting tooth and
Yeah,
nail.
that's it. It's
and
wild.
goaltender interference. Like they just can't have it.
Yeah. They're third in the Metro, and they just keep playing leapfrog with the Islanders for home ice advantage for that first round series. Like they're actually competitive. I think Crosby's about to come back.
He was skating, yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, that's just wild.
Yeah, tied with the Blue Jackets in points. They have the tiebreak right now, but they're tied with the Blue Jackets in points.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, and I guess in general, just the so we can wind her down, kind of update a little bit on the playoff race. It hasn't changed a whole lot, actually. I think we're like I don't know. There's some fringe teams that are kind of going in and out. The Senators could still be in there. Detroit has really fallen off. I thought we were going to see like
Shocked.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I thought we were going to see something there. They ended up not being able to do much. Yzerman didn't get too much done at the deadline. I mean, how much that has to do with it, I don't know. But they're not out of it for sure. They've got a game in hand on Columbus. Columbus 88 points.
Yeah, but I didn't have that little collapse on my bingo card for the year. After,
they were
after
called
such a good start.
Yeah. Such a good start. You say tongue in cheek. They were called out after game 2, weren't they, by their coach being like, "Hey, are you not ready to play?"
Yeah. That's right.
And then they went on a great run. Like
it was game 2 or 3. Yeah.
I know you're saying it tongue in cheek because they actually did turn it around. And now they've completely fallen off. Like,
yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I'm just excited to see some new teams, I guess, in the playoffs this year. I mean, Carolina is doing Carolina things, but other than that, it's kind of been pretty wild for the East. I guess the only thing that's changed is the Sabres aren't, as of tonight, they're not on top anymore. Technically, it's the Lightning are ahead of them in the Atlantic, but they're both at 98 points. But Tampa has a game in hand and the tiebreaker. So yeah, they're kind of deciding who gets to play. It looks like Montreal in the first round. So Boston looks pretty safe in that first wild card spot. They might they might even catch Montreal in the race of like who is expecting to be here kind of spot. And in the West, the Pacific, the Central hasn't changed for several months since the start of the season.
kind of locked in at those 3.
Yep. The Avs clinched. The Stars are clinched. No one else has yet. The Canucks are eliminated. Rangers are officially eliminated. In the West, it's still a bit of a race for the wild card spot. I personally am hoping it's not Nashville. I don't know. Nashville has they got a bit of an upset vibe to them. They have some veterans on that team, and they've been playing well enough recently that I'm not a big fan of them in the playoffs. So I mean, I guess they lost 3 in a row, so that's not true.
Minus 26 goal differential in the season.
I don't know. They're like one of those teams that, like, when we play them, I'm just like, how are they this bad? Because they're not bad. Like, why have they lost so much? But yeah, anyway, so I don't know. I'd feel a lot better about LA being in there since they went all in on the playoffs / sold at the deadline. I'd rather their team like that in there. But.
What about Bobby McMahon's Kraken coming up?
Yeah. Well, they're right there, and they actually have 2 games in hand on Nashville. 75 points, Nashville 77.
2 points back, yeah.
So yeah, there's and Winnipeg also. The Avs just played Winnipeg 2 games in a row. They split them. They went 1-1. So the Jets actually beat them the last yesterday, and are sitting at 74 points. So there is a possibility that they get in there.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a sec? Like, the Jets were dead at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, they were bottom of the league, 30 plus down, and they're now 3 points out of the second wildcard spot.
Yeah.
With a game in hand.
Yeah. And nothing changed. Like,
no, they didn't fire a coach. They didn't trade for somebody big. No, in fact, they unloaded multiple people at the deadline.
They did.
Not?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. They unloaded their big defensemen. Well, some of their big defensemen.
And we all felt bad for Scheifele. We were like, "Oh, the poor guy! What a year!" And
didn't make the Olympics. Not traded. He's just pulling his team back.
Yeah, and I tell you, they're such a defensively committed team. They are so hard to play against. It's just that they don't score. Like they almost play like an old school style of trap hockey where they stand up at the line and they'll smother you on the board so you can't get your first pass, and they just they play really defensive that way, but like they can't sustain long periods of like dangerous attempts and stuff like that. They just don't have the players to do it, which I think is part of it. But yeah, you're right. I thought the same. I was like, oh yeah, Winnipeg. And then I'm like, jeepers, like they could,
like, wow, they're right there.
They're in this.
They are right there.
I will say that their minus 16 goal differential is the best of the worst in the West.
Yeah. Because like, there's a lot of them that are minus really 18.
Yeah, there's a minus 18 for Seattle, and then everybody else is over minus 20 and minus 30. And
what
minus
about
50.
some of the teams that are in the playoffs?
And the Vancouver Canucks are minus 88. Like, there's goal differential of minus 88 for the Canucks. You can see why they were eliminated this week, along with the Rangers.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if you're looking for available coaches, got a hunch that Adam Foote might be available. If you're interested.
May not be an upgrade. Just going on the limb.
Yeah. But yeah, to your point, Gary, it's still in the Pacific, the goal differentials are all hovering right around 0. And Anaheim in first place in the Pacific with -6. It's just so funny.
Yeah, so the Central plus 85, plus 50, plus 26. The Pelophyte -6, +7, -2. Those are the top 3. Even in the East, the Atlantic +64, +41, +25, decent.
Yeah.
And the Metropolitan +42, +7, +16.
Yeah,
great. And the Pacific is just like
it's so not
bad.
even close. Nobody wants to win.
Unreal.
Anyways, yeah.
I just okay. We're this is the last thing I was saying. This in the entire Pacific, so all 8 teams, the Oilers are the only team with a positive differential of +7. The other 17 teams all have a negative differential.
Man, and here we are, like talking about the Oilers goaltending. They're the best, best goal differential.
No.
That's not a measuring stick that you think it is.
That is the takeaway.
No, I know, but I just mean like, anyway, if you just don't look at goals against.
Now I have to look at goals against. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's really bad.
251 for the top of the division. The Canucks only being 273 for being minus 88. That's actually not horrendous.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. So from what I'm seeing here, the Oilers and the Ducks, who are 1 and 2 in the Pacific, are tied for the most goals against. Other than San Jose. San Jose has more goals against. And then it's Edmonton and Anaheim, who are 1 and 2 in the Pacific, in the whole Western Conference.
The Canucks are minus 273.
Oh, sorry, yes.
But yeah,
So
that again isn't the measuring stick we should use here. That's not what you want.
It's just, these stats always make me laugh. They're just so comical this year. But anyways. So yeah. But yeah, that's the news. That's the updates for this week, boys.
How many weeks left in the season?
Ooh.
1, 2.
This could be
2 weeks. 2 weeks, and then Monday the 13th. There's a few games. Actually, they go quite late. They go right to Thursday.
Okay.
April 16th, guys. April 16th.
Yep.
2.5 weeks.
All right.
And one of us can be happy.
Well, it's I don't know. It's sometimes it's nice to watch the playoffs and not have any, like, not being exceedingly happy or disappointed is kind of nice too.
I've been living that after the first round for a decade. Like all I got to get through is the first round, buddy, and then my heart's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I for one will be happy to see this season end.
Let's go Blue Jays.
Let's go Jays. Leafs are in Anaheim tomorrow night, though, so we'll see what
to do nothing to Gudas. Like what are we going to do? I'm being honest here.
Shake his hand.
I just have this visual, almost cartoon-like, of Cowan taking a run at him and bouncing off. You know what I mean?
And I'd give him all
kind
the
of
credit
very
in the
comically,
world.
like boing.
All the credit in the world after going off after Zadorov on Monday in Boston.
Yeah, he did.
Like the kid learned a lesson that why do we keep extending this? Matthews gets injured. Nobody goes after Gudas. Nobody checks on Matthews either. Like, did you notice they just all skate around and shoot Gudas dirty looks? I'm going to get
Nylander went over.
Get you next time.
But man, it was quite a while after.
But it was Carlo helping him off the ice with the trainer.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it Nylander? Why isn't it Riley?
I know.
Anybody?
Unreal.
Tyson put us out of our misery.
Thanks for sitting through this one, Tyson.
Real trooper.
Sitting.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Thanks, Big 8.